You are one decision away, one breath, one brutal, honest moment with yourself. That's all it takes to draw the line between the person you are and the legend you're meant to become. But here's the part no one tells you. That decision isn't going to feel good. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be easy. It will feel like war inside your own soul, because becoming legendary requires killing the version of you that settled. People think greatness is about talent, about luck, about being in the right place at the right time. It's not. It's about the moment you decide fully, finally, that who you've been is no longer acceptable, that living average is more painful than taking the risk, that staying small is more dangerous than failing big. That kind of decision doesn't come in the comfort of applause. It comes in silence. It comes in the chaos. It comes when your back's against the wall and there's no more room to hide behind excuses, doubt, or delay. And when you make that decision, when you finally say, enough, something changes, your posture, your energy, your fire. It's not loud, but it's final. You stop negotiating with your fears. You stop waiting for clarity. You stop trying to feel ready, and you move anyway. That's the power of one decision. It doesn't just shift your circumstances, it shifts who you are. It turns hesitation into hunger, doubt into direction, pain into purpose, and once that switch flips, you can't go back, not because you're fearless, but because you've seen the cost of staying the same. You think you're stuck. You're not stuck. You're just undecided. You haven't burned the bridge behind you. You haven't made the leap that says, this is who I am now, no matter how hard, how lonely, how brutal the road gets. And until you make that decision, you'll stay in limbo. You'll keep repeating the same patterns, telling the same stories, chasing the same highs that never last. But the second you decide, really decide, everything begins to shift. Your mind starts filtering the world differently. You stop seeing obstacles and you start seeing opportunities. You stop shrinking to fit your past and you start expanding into your future. You won't be motivated every day. You won't always feel like it. That's why decision is everything. A true decision is not a feeling, it's a commitment. It's what you do after the emotion dies, after the hype fades, after no one's watching. That's when the decision matters most, when it's tested. When everything in you wants to go back to comfort and you choose growth instead. That's how legends are made, not by being perfect, but by refusing to quit on the version of themselves they decided to become. You see people winning and think, what do they have that I don't? It's not what they have, it's what they've decided. They decided to show up when it was inconvenient. They decided to keep going when they had every excuse to stop. They decided to evolve even when it cost them friends, relationships, old identities. They paid in discomfort. They paid in discipline. And now they're collecting interest in the form of greatness. You can do the same. Right now, but only if you decide, not half-heartedly, not when it's convenient, not when the stars align. You decide now and then you go build the life that matches that choice. You don't ask for permission. You don't need approval. You just decide and then move like it's already done, because it is. The rest is just execution. The world doesn't need more people waiting. It needs more people deciding. More people owning their story. More people burning the plan B and going all in on themselves. So if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. You are one decision away from becoming legendary, and the clock is ticking. Comfort is a liar. It tells you that you're safe, that you're doing well enough, that maybe you don't need to change, but deep down you know the truth. Comfort is the slow death of potential. It doesn't destroy you instantly, it erodes you quietly. One day at a time, one excuse at a time, one delay at a time, and before you know it, you're watching life through a glass window, wondering what could have happened if you'd just been brave enough to break through. That's the trap the average fall into. They believe the lie that being comfortable is winning. But if you want to become legendary, comfort cannot be your home. It has to become your enemy, because nothing grows there. Nothing transforms there. Legends are forged in pressure, not peace. Growth doesn't come from ease, it comes from friction, from tension, from discomfort that stretches you past your limits and forces you to evolve. And the ones who become great, they run toward it, not away from it. You say you want change, but you still cling to comfort. You want growth, but you resist pain. You want transformation, but you keep protecting the very habits that are killing your potential. That's not how this works. Becoming legendary means declaring war on comfort. It means doing the thing you don't want to do when no one is watching, when no one is cheering, when no one even believes in you yet. That's the battlefield, and comfort will beg you to walk away from it. It'll whisper, "You're fine where you are. Don't push it. You might fail." But if you listen to that voice, you'll die with your gift still inside you. You can't worship comfort and build a legacy at the same time. You'll have to choose. Do you want to feel good temporarily, or do you want to become someone who can't be ignored? Comfort asks for nothing. But greatness, it demands everything. It demands your time, your focus, your sacrifice. It demands sleepless nights, early mornings, and lonely seasons. It demands a version of you that doesn't make decisions based on feelings, but based on vision. And most of all, it demands that you stop trying to be liked and start doing what's necessary. That's why so many stay average, because average is easy. Average is acceptable, but legendary is uncomfortable. It's painful, it's isolating, but it's worth it. Every ounce of struggle, every sacrifice, every moment where you want to quit but choose to keep going. Because on the other side of that discomfort is a version of you that is unstoppable. A version of you that doesn't flinch when things get hard because pain has become your fuel. You've learned to be dangerous in discomfort. The truth is, every time you choose comfort, you trade your future for a moment of relief. But when you choose growth, even when it hurts, even when it's hard, you are investing in something far greater, your legacy, and no one gets to take that from you, not your past, not your critics, not your failures. Because the comfort they chase will one day vanish, but the legend you build will remain. So stop making comfort your goal. Make purpose your obsession. Make growth your lifestyle. And make discomfort your teacher. Because the second you learn to endure it, you become unstoppable. No one's coming to save you. Let that truth sink deep. Not your friends, not your family, not your idols, not the world. Because they're all busy saving themselves, and even the ones who care can't carry the weight of the vision that was planted inside you. The minute you understand this, everything changes. The moment you stop waiting for permission, for applause, for someone to tell you you're ready, that's when you become dangerous. That's when you go from drifting through life to driving straight into your destiny. See, most people live in waiting rooms, waiting for the right time, waiting for support, waiting for someone to validate their worth. But legends don't wait, they decide. They rise in silence. They bleed without broadcast. They learn to become the hero they were begging for. And that's what you have to do. You have to stop hoping someone will notice you and start acting like it's already yours. That power, it's been sitting inside you this whole time, covered in excuses, buried under doubt, wrapped in fear, but it's yours. You want a better life, build it. You want respect, earn it. You want freedom, fight for it. No one's coming to hand it to you. They'll give you distractions. They'll give you opinions. They'll give you fear dressed as logic. But they will not give you a throne. You have to take it, brick by brick, blow by blow, and it starts with one truth. It's all on you, and that's not a curse, that's a gift, because if no one's coming to save you, then no one can stop you either. You're free, free to choose, free to change, free to create. Your pain, that's your platform now. Your losses fuel your past training. You've survived enough to know that rock bottom isn't the end, it's the foundation. Now build. They won't understand at first. They'll say you've changed. They'll call you cold, obsessed, selfish. But you'll know the truth. You stopped depending on them, and that made you powerful. You stopped explaining yourself. You stopped performing for validation. You started walking like your name means something, like your life matters, because it does, but only if you decide to own it. This world doesn't respect victims. It respects victors. It rewards those who turn pain into power and make purpose out of pressure. So stop waiting for a rescue that's never coming. Be your own rescue. Be your own storm. Be your own revolution. Because the ones who win the ones they call legendary weren't chosen. They weren't saved. They were forged in silence, and they chose themselves. Burn the backup plan. Yes, all of it. The safety net. The just-in-case option, the soft landing you keep in your back pocket in case the dream doesn't work out. Burn it, because as long as it exists, you'll never go all in. You'll hesitate. You'll second guess. You'll show up halfway with one foot in your future and the other stuck in your fear. Legends aren't born from comfort. They're born from commitment, from moments when there is no going back, no exit route. No plan B. That's the moment when the real you shows up, the relentless, obsessed, focused version of yourself that doesn't make excuses, only progress. But you don't meet that version until you're backed into a corner with nothing but fire in your chest and hunger in your eyes. See, that backup plan, it's just a permission slip to quit quietly. It's the voice that says, if this gets hard, we can always run. But when you remove that option, when you make your dream the only option, you tap into something primal, something untouchable. That's the fuel that drives legends, not inspiration, not convenience, but necessity. You have to win because there's no longer anything else. And people will call you reckless. They'll say, be smart, be realistic. But those people never built anything worth remembering. They live life with the volume turned down, afraid to make noise, afraid to fail loud, afraid to need something so badly that it shakes their bones. But you're not here to be remembered as careful. You're here to be remembered as unstoppable. You think every icon didn't have the same fears you do. They did, but they burned the bridges behind them. They cut off the retreat. They stepped onto the battlefield knowing they had one shot, and they gave it everything. That's what you need to do. You need to burn what's comfortable and step fully into what's necessary. No backup plan, no safety net, no maybe, only obsession, only action, only now. You don't become legendary by accident. You become legendary when you leave no option but through. When you wake up with pressure on your back and fire in your lungs, and you say, this is it. This is who I am, and I'm not turning around, because there is no turning around. The world only respects results. Not intentions, not potential, not promises, results. You can cry about your circumstances, or you can change them. You can talk about your goals, or you can become them. Because at the end of the day, people don't remember what you said you would do, they remember what you did. The scoreboard doesn't care about your excuses. Your dreams don't care how tired you are. History only remembers the ones who finished the race, not the ones who almost started. You want respect, then earn it. Not by asking, not by begging, but by delivering consistently, loudly, undeniably. Be so locked in, so brutally committed that even your silence makes noise. That's how legends are built, not by talent alone, not by luck, but by execution, relentless, disciplined, repeated execution, every day, whether you feel like it or not. People will doubt you, let them, they'll talk, let them, while they debate your potential, you work. While they post, you build, while they rest, you rise, because results speak louder than noise. And in a world addicted to attention, execution is the rarest flex. It's the real currency of greatness. No one can argue with results. They shut mouths. They silence doubt. They rewrite narratives. There is no secret formula, no magic path, just effort, repetition, mastery. You want to become legendary. Then start moving like one. Train like it. Speak like it. Act like it. Carry yourself like someone who's already won, because the version of you that's legendary isn't waiting. It's being forged in your discipline right now. And don't just aim to prove others wrong. That's temporary. Aim to prove yourself right. that you were worthy, that you had what it takes, that the pain was worth it, that the struggle meant something, that you didn't fold when it got hard. You rose. You became everything they said you couldn't be, not because they believed in you, but because you believed in yourself. So stop explaining, stop hoping, stop waiting, deliver. Results don't beg for attention, they demand it. Results don't need validation, they earn respect. Results don't lie, they just show up and shut everything else down. Legendary isn't something you get, it's something you become, and the only way you become it is if you refuse to quit. You don't get to rise by showing up when it's easy. You rise when it's brutal, when it hurts, when no one claps, when your body's exhausted and your mind's screaming to give in, but you don't. That's what separates the watchers from the warriors, the ones who talk, from the ones who transform. You're going to be tempted to quit again and again. That voice will come, "Why are you doing this? No one cares. It's not working. You're wasting your time." But here's the secret, that voice. That's the enemy trying to rob you right before the breakthrough. The resistance always gets loudest when you're closest to something powerful. That's how you know you're on the right path. The doubt gets heavier, the silence gets louder, and everything in your life starts trying to test your commitment. That's the gatekeeper to greatness, and most people fold. But not you, not this time. You've come too far to go back. You've sacrificed too much to play small. You've already felt the sting of average. Why taste it again? Why retreat to the very thing you swore you'd escape? Why throw away the one shot you have to make your life mean something? Winners don't quit because they're strong. They're strong because they never quit. They felt the same pain, the same fear, the same exhaustion. But they decided, "I will not be denied. I will not be ordinary. I will not go quietly into the night of mediocrity." They chose to keep climbing when the hill got steep, and that climb, that persistence, that's what created the legend. Not some big miracle moment, but 1,000 small, brutal, disciplined decisions to keep going when every part of them wanted to stop. You don't need permission to be great. You need stamina. You need grit. You need an obsession so deep that even your breaking point can't break you, because the moment you decide you're unbreakable, the world bends. Keep pushing, keep bleeding, keep building, because when you refuse to quit, you don't just become successful. You become inevitable.